Good morning, Ramsey. It's time for the start of the new week. So, a lot of stuff happened yesterday. I guess last night. It was pretty late when it happened, I guess. But I'm here for the rest of the week. Totally not a surprise. Actually, totally a surprise. Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's not like I knew that full moon ritual was gonna go wrong and then, I'd have to stay for the whole week or anything. Although I will say it kind of didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. I don't know. It just seems a little crazy to me that... I don't know. I kind of thought it was all my fault. Like, I definitely agree with Ruth's standpoint on everything. I'm glad it got smoothed out. Yeah. It's a new day. It's Monday. The start of the week. Is it crystal time, Ramsey? Alright. Here's a nice little treat for you. So what you've got for me? Ooh. I like that. That's a pretty blue. Is that an aquamarine? Celestine. I actually don't know if I've ever heard of that one. Celestine, though. Nice shade of blue. And this is one of my favorites. Fran would like this one too. I'll have to show it to her when we see her again. For now, though, we're gonna put it away for safekeeping. And I'll stick it on my shelf later. I think I'm gonna do a tarot card reading, though. Let's do another Greek card spread. See what it tells me this time. About everything that's happened. 1, 2, and 3. My past is the sun. The sun, number 19. Wait. Wasn't this what I got before? Clarity, success, vitality, productivity, and enthusiasm? The Hierophant. The moon. Wait, the future's different, though. The present is still the same. It's 5, the Hierophant again, but the future's different now. Inner self, disillusioned, instability, and unconscious. The moon, number 18. It's kind of crazy. So it went from some kind of turmoil type card for the future to thinking inwardly and the instability, disillusionment, and the unconsciousness. Well, let me make sure I can't set my blue crystal. Celestine. Yeah, I'll have to get that later. We actually got mail though. Let's check it out. Dear Rosie, I think I'm ready to take the first steps toward leaving Flora, but I won't lie. The idea of leaving makes me nervous. I wish there was some way to take Flora with me wherever I go. Are there any incense or anything that could help? Sincerely, Ruth. You want to take some first steps, you're nervous, and you want to take some Flora with you. Okay. Hello, Rosie. I am a sad grump who needs to be kinder to myself. I can't keep letting mean people get to me. Do you have a charm for that? Best regards, Jean. I'm a sad grump. Yeah, you should be kinder to yourself. I mean, you're a really great cook and baker. Can't just let one critic get to you. Yeah, don't let all these mean people get to you. Alright, and Devin. Rosie, I think I figured out the music for the festival, but I still have to perform it. I think the piece is really good, but I just can't imagine myself playing with confidence. Maybe some incense could help me summon up the courage to... And that could help? Thank you, Devin. You figured it out. You just need some help playing it, though. And you need some courage. Okay. Seems like a normal day, but I kind of... Maybe I guess I haven't... Let me look at my grimoire real quick. When I go to the villagers... Yeah, I haven't learned enough about them to just make up potions for them. Yeah, no, I guess it makes sense. So I'll probably get another day of making potions from requests, and then after that, I think I'll start knowing about them, maybe? Let's get on with my gardening. Get these guys a nice little watering. Water, 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 water. Do you drink enough water every day? It's recommended to drink like 8 cups of water a day. It can be really hard for me to get 8 cups of water a day though. I can usually get about 6. If I get, I think 4 is about my minimum. If I get 4, I'm okay-ish. But I need to have at least 5 to like really feel better throughout the day. I've been trying to get up to that 8 though. I'm working on it. Just think about all the water these plants are getting. I wonder if this fulfills their 8 cups of water a day thingy, mabobber equivalent. They are much smaller than me. Let's see. Get some fertilizer. Can I water these? Yeah, they're vibrant enough. Let's go back to the house and make some potions. Hopefully I have enough ingredients. Otherwise, I'll just go use some compost. Oh, actually, I do need probably more. Let's see. Incense, charm, and incense. Oh. So we need 2 incense and a charm. So let me go run to the village and pick that up. Two incense. And a charm. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Go back home, make these up. Okay. I actually got lots of plants. I don't need to fertilize anything then. Okay, Ruth wants some incense of flora. I'm gonna have lavender, geranium, and yarrow. Let's see. Yarrow, geranium, and lavender. And you want it to be an incense. No, that's an oil. There's the incense. And we mix it all up. What's this one gonna look like? How pretty is it gonna be? Emery incense. Oh, it's pretty, but it's not my cup of tea. We're gonna keep crafting though. Next order is for Jean. Let's go with the plants. And so we're gonna need lavender again, hollyhock, and allium. Lavender, hollyhock, allium. Allium, hollyhock, and I need lavender. Let's close this up, and it needs to be a charm. And we mix it all up real good. Release charm. Oh, I guess it'll be like to release his negative energies. That's a very pretty. I like this combination of colors. I do. And now, last one. Devin needs like a courage. Oh, okay, it's gonna be a courage. So what we're looking at is gonna be chamomile, yarrow, and geranium. Chamomile, yarrow, and geranium. Yarrow, geranium, and chamomile. And you wanted it to be an incense. There we go. Ta-da! Confidence incense. Yeah, yellow's a good color for confidence. It's kind of like a bright and bold color. Alright. Let's head on out with my potions. Let's go stop by. I could use a good dose of someone friendly first. Let's talk to Devin. You arrive at the studio. You don't hear any music coming from inside though. I wonder if Devin's actually in there. You open the door and you see Devin sitting by the window. Rosie, you're here. Devin runs over to you. Do you have it? You have it? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, I assume you mean the spell, but yes. Yes, I have. Here's your confidence incense. Oh, this looks perfect. So you've got a song written then? Yeah, I do. After all the community talk at the full moon ritual, I thought talking to some local musicians would help. So Mel introduced me to some of them. After I finished speaking with them, I sat down and just wrote and wrote and wrote. Things finally clicked. Yeah, I'm sharing it with Mel and Ruth today, but I wanted you to be the first one to hear it. Really? Mm-hmm. Even with everything that's happened, I could write this song because of you. But no more runes, okay? Yeah. If I start to panic, I want to figure out how to work through it. But not force my way through it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I get it. So you want to hear it? Of course I do. Show me your masterpiece. Well, I don't know if it's a masterpiece, but I'm pretty proud of it. Devin takes a seat and brings out their guitar. As they do, suddenly you feel transported somewhere else, sitting around a fire with old friends, a bright sunshine-filled garden. This is a nice song, actually. You can taste something savory. Perhaps it's a stew? You realize these are all places and things of comfort. There's a brightness to it, a sense of optimism. Even with long, hard days ahead, there will always be something good on the other side. As the chorus swells, you get a feeling of reassurance that all your work will pay off. Somehow, everything seems possible. Everyone will work together, and that collective energy will ensure the Harvest Festival's success. You won't even need a witch's blessing, and somehow you feel like that's exactly how it should be. Devin's song comes to an end. Oh, I kind of wanted to keep listening. I probably should have just paused and kept listening. Oh well. They take a deep breath. So, what do you think? I'm speechless. I feel like I fell into a trance. It wasn't too dissimilar to when we play music for our rituals. Words don't capture it. Wow, I made you speechless? I wasn't expecting that. Why did that piece of music affect you so much? I wonder if music had such a strong effect because we're friends. Perhaps the strength of our bond amplified the power of the song. You see Devin turn bright red. Now I'm the speechless one. But of course, there's still the matter of playing for Ruth and Mel. That's the real reason I asked for this spell. When do you get to play for them? I'll probably head over a little after you leave. You know Devin asked you not to use runes anymore, but you still feel compelled to help them further. Devin said they wanted something that would help them work through their fear. Perhaps there is something more you can do. Devin, have you ever heard of countdown meditation? I don't want to risk the confidence spell with any other magic. It's not really magic. It is one of the techniques witches use to quiet the mind before performing magic. I don't see why a non-witch couldn't use it too, especially for something like a musical performance. Of course, we only have to try it if you want. Devin looks apprehensive. You can't blame them either. How much experience do you have with this? In all honesty, it's one of those things I probably need to practice more. I know the basic principles, but I'm not always successful in pulling it off. But I think it'll help the effectiveness of the confidence incense, and increase your confidence in general without the spell. Let's try it then. Maybe this is the kind of technique I've been looking for. Alright, let's get started then. You take the confidence incense and light them. You take a seat across from Devin. Let's close our eyes. We're going to count down from 10. For each number, we'll focus on something. I usually use colors. There are currently 10 different colors in my garden, so we can work with those. So what am I doing? I'm going to say a number and a color, and I want you to focus on that color. The idea is to force your brain to focus on something other than your anxiety. Okay, let's start. 10. A red rose. Devin takes a deep breath. You can tell they're still uncomfortable, but you're glad they're trying. 9. Maybe this will work. The orange calendula. 8. Yellow yarrow. They take another deep breath. This one is more noticeably deeper and longer than their initial one. You notice your breath is also deeper and longer too. 7. Green rosemary. Devin's shoulders relax. You're impressed they've made it this far. Your mind usually starts to wander around now. 6. Blue pea flower. Devin takes another deep breath. 5. Pink hollyhock. You notice their knees relax. They fall a little closer to the ground. 4. Purple lavender. Their head drops. Are they asleep? 3. Burgundy geranium. Devin takes an even deeper, long breath. No, they're not asleep. You could sense the focus in that breath. 2. White chamomile. Almost there. 1. Black allium. Devin completely relaxes and takes another long, deep breath. You allow them to sit there for an extra moment. You're impressed by how well they've done, though you really won't know until they reopen their eyes. Devin, open your eyes. Devin raises their head and slowly opens their eyes. The panic and sense of unease that was there before are gone. Are you sure that wasn't magic? I feel so much calmer now. Calmer, but not out of it, or like sleepy. Like, I feel like I can do things. Like, I want to do things. This is weird. It's probably part of the meditation, and part of the incense. Wow. I think I'm ready to play for Ruth and Mel. That's great. Do you want me to go with you? Actually, I think I'll go on my own this time. I think I've got the confidence this time. And it's all thanks to you. Remember, witchcraft is a melding of energies, so it's not just mine. I guess you're right. Sometimes I wish I had something to carry with me all the time. Like something to remind me of the power of my energy. Something to carry. Oh, is that silly? No, not at all. Sorry, I was just a little lost in thought, that was all. I should keep going. I don't want to keep Mel and Ruth waiting. Thanks again for all your help, Rosie. Of course, anytime. Devin wants something they could always carry. What about that locket at Jimina's store? Maybe I could craft something out of that. Maybe I can haggle down the price too. Is that how I can get those items? Like haggle? Anyway, meditation's actually a really useful thing. It's very calming and peaceful. And it's supposed to really help with like focus and stuff. I'd like to try meditating more. Let's go see if I can talk with Jimina. The locket, eh? What if I try to just buy? It doesn't really seem to let me select anything with these things. So these items are all things I think I'll be making for people. I think that's what's gonna happen. Maybe one day. But today, I'm gonna go get me a sneaky snack. You walk up to Jean's cafe. Jean's baking something super yummy. You walk into the cafe. You notice there's only one customer, but you can't tell who they are behind the newspaper they're reading. Hey, Jean. Rosie, what are you doing here? Is that how you greet all your customers? I brought you a spell. You wanted the release charm. What is this? The release charm you asked for? I didn't ask for that. But I got a letter from you. Don't tell me he's refusing a spell again. You thought you were past that. I bet it's because I have critics over there. I never sent a letter. You hear the rustling of the newspaper. You look over at the other customer. You see them wearing oversized sunglasses and a hat. Maybe they have a mustache too? When you make eye contact, they quickly pull the newspaper back up. Eavesdropper. The letter had your name on it. I told you I never wrote the letter. Oh, maybe you wrote it in your sleep? I do not write in my sleep. I know you have a twin. I do not have a twin. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to it. The person reading the newspaper clears their throat. You and Jean look over at them. Yeah, I think I have an explanation. The customer drops their newspaper and removes their hat, sunglasses, and mustache. I ordered the spell, Jean. No, you should be home. You're still sick. You didn't realize that customer was your wife? He's been too wrapped up baking madeleines to notice much these days. Just go and look in the trash. There's more madeleines in the trash? Really? You walk over to the trash can and it's filled to the brim with madeleines. And they're all failures. And how would you know? Did you let anyone try them? All these madeleines are failures? They smell so good and they look like they're baked to perfection. They're like a perfect light gold. I do not serve failure at this cafe. Jean and Mel continue to quarrel, but you can't take your eyes off the trash can. You can feel the madeleines radiating heat. These madeleines are fresh. Your mouth begins to water. There doesn't seem to be anything else in this trash can, so really, it's just a bin full of fresh, perfectly baked madeleines. That means you could totally. All because one critic said, "That critic again?" Who cares about critics when there's a whole bin of madeleines in front of you? Eat a madeleine. Yes, Rosie, there's no need to hold back now. Just reach your hand out and... Rosie, what are you doing? They're calling me. I know that's a lie. But they are. They were. 1,000 little voices saying, "Eat me, eat me." Those voices were in your stomach. You know what? Mel's right. This tyranny ends today. I never said anything about tyranny. You take your hand and shove it in the trash bin full of madeleines. And you don't just take a single madeleine, you don't take a couple of madeleines, you take a fist full of madeleines. You lock eyes with Jean as you shove the fistful of madeleines into your mouth. Who cares that you can barely chew them? They're finally in your mouth, and that's all that matters. You just ate them from the... What? Does that bother you? Next thing you know, Mel shoves her hand into the trash bin of madeleines, locks eyes with Jean, and shoves the fistful of madeleines into her mouth. She coughs from hardly being able to breathe, but she stands proud in her defiance. You both just ate. You try to keep your eyes locked on Jean, but this buttery flavor, this light, fluffy texture, like a delicate cloud of... Am I in heaven? No, this is pure bliss. Jean, these are truly... You see Jean's expression change from horror to Jean. Let me make some tea. Jean runs off to the kitchen and brings a tea tray. Well, let me grab a platter for the madeleines. Mel grabs a platter, puts some madeleines on it, and brings it back to the table. Jean, you simply must serve these at the festival. Though ideally not from a trash bin. How did you ever think these were bad? Jean and Mel look at each other. There was a critic who came to the cafe. I didn't know he was coming until a few hours before, so I rushed and baked some madeleines along with a few other things. But while rushing to get everything, I forgot about the madeleines and let them bake too long. The next day he said my dried madeleines revolted him in his review. I see. That's the only negative review Jean's Cafe has ever gotten. Isn't that right? Wow, really? That's impressive. Exactly. That's why I ordered the release charm. You ordered the spell? That explains the weird letter. No. I just want you to move on from that one single critic who caught you on the wrong day. Honestly, he probably knew that when he wrote that review. When I had my issues in the city, you had the idea to move out here so I could be happy. So I could get away from all the people who didn't think I was capable. I realized how much of a sacrifice that was for you. This charm is my way of telling you not to let those kind of people get you down. You're so talented, Jean. It's not worth spending your time on people who think otherwise. Thank you. He's smiling. Look at him smile. Is Jean smiling? I suppose you won't be needing that curse. Curse? What curse? Coven Paladin says only the most advanced witches should perform curses. And Rosie, you're still a witch in training. No, I don't think so. I should start preparing the ingredients for the batter. That way, we can make it a day or so ahead, and bake all the madeleines the day of. We can serve local tea ones along with them. Yes, I think that's an excellent idea. Let me write that down on my to-do list. I have a meeting with the vendors coming up, so I can mention it to them. It won't be too much work. Not at all. Mel raises her cup of tea. To the festival. To the festival. To the festival. Jean and Mel chug the rest of their tea. Let's do this. Yes. Suddenly, Jean and Mel take off, leaving you at the table. But you overhear them talking. You know, maybe you should consider writing that cookbook you've been thinking about after the festival. And keep all my recipes in my head. Jean memorizes all of his recipes. Maybe writing them down would be good. Also, no, but maybe writing them down would be good. Also, please go home and rest. Fine. Hey, doesn't Jim in his shop have an old journal? I bet Jean could use that. And I could enchant it for him too. I wonder if that would be a good idea. This is where it's coming into play. Gonna get all this cool stuff. Let's go talk to Nisha. You walk up to Nisha's home and knock on the door. Rosie, I know why you're here. I want to talk about what happened. Yeah, I mean, I'm all ears if you want to talk. I appreciate it. Most people avoid the subject or write it off as in my head. So we're talking about this thing. But I guess you gotta bear witness so you know I didn't make a mess of things. How about going to our usual spot and talking about it? Sure, let's go. Beach, right? You and Nisha walk to the beach. She seems distant and doesn't say a word the entire walk. You arrive at the beach and sit on a couple of rocks. So? First, you have to promise not to laugh. I'm a witch. If there's one person who's going to listen to someone about feisty spirits, it's me. I know. I was just the only person who ever believed me was the village witch. I'm more used to people not believing me. What kind of spirits are they exactly? The last witch called them fibbly nibblies, but I don't know if it's a real thing or not. I mean, I've never heard of them, but that doesn't mean anything. Spirits aren't exactly my forte. They got me into so much trouble as a kid. They'd pull on whoever was sitting in front of me's hair. They'd knock supplies off shelves, they'd even eat each other's kids' lunches. Then I'd yell at them to stop and get scolded for shouting in the middle of class. Everyone thought I was acting out for attention. That wasn't the case. I knew everyone would think I was weird if I told them the truth, so I hid it, and that just made things worse. If the witch believed you, how come she didn't give you a cleansing spell? She tried, but Gran once again believed everything was fine. She thought I'd outgrow it. Clearly, I haven't. The witch left soon after that. Guess it's a good thing I'm here then. Let's curse them into oblivion. No. See, the problem is they're my friends. Your friends? Yeah. They ruined your childhood. Yeah, they got me into a lot of trouble, sure. But they're the ones who introduced me to art. And we used to get along most of the time. Just people don't understand them. Or me. Instead of listening to me, people would just be like, stop. Which in turn made things a lot worse. Okay, now I'm lost. This is turning out to be story time with Nisha, ain't it? You notice Nisha fidgeting a lot with her hands. She must be feeling nervous still. Here. You want a hug? You give Nisha a big hug. It looks like she's calmed down a little bit. This is hard to talk about, but here it goes. I'm home alone one day, and as usual, I am. Because, Gran worked a lot. I hear this weird chattering coming from outside, so I go and take a look. Except I don't say anything. But then I hear it again, a little further off. So I follow it. Every time I think I've caught up, it's just a little further away. Eventually, the chattering leads me to an old art studio. Gran boarded it up after my parents died, since they ran it. I hear the chattering again, except it's coming from inside this time. I pry a loose board off one of the windows and go inside. And that's when I see everything. Canvases, brushes, paints, charcoal, more. It was like stumbling into Wonderland. Every time I think I found everything, their chattering led me to more supplies. Before I know it, it's night, and I've created all this stuff. That's when I hear Gran and a group of villagers enter the studio. It ends up they've been looking for me. I hide thinking I'm in trouble. But no, Gran is just happy I'm safe. I swear, I saw a tear go down her face as she looked around the art studio. The only tear I've ever seen from her. She then declares the village will reopen the studio. And from then on, I've spent most of my time here. And the Fibbly Nibblies? I chatted with them every day while I worked, bouncing ideas off of them and stuff. Without them, I wouldn't be the artist I am today. Well, now I want spirit friends. Goodbye, Naggy Ramsey. Ramsey seems a lot less troublesome than the Fibbly Nibblies, though. I suppose that's true. I don't know if I could deal with that. Also, I would miss Ramsey. You think there's anything you can do to help me? Or us? As I mentioned before, spirits are my forte. And you also want them to stick around. I'll have to think about it. I wonder if they're mad I left for school. Could be. Nisha stands up and takes a big breath. Well, that's my story then. Now you know all about the Fibbly Nibblies. Are you gonna head back to the studio? Yeah, should probably get to clean. They should hopefully have calmed down by now. They tend to after a big blow up. If there's anything I can do, make sure to let me know. Yeah, will do. Well, I should get going now. Thanks again for the chat. Sure, anytime. What do we got? Pluto. The planet of connection and boundaries, especially in relation to spirits and such. Not surprising considering Nisha's strange relationship with the Fibbly Nibblies. Yeah, incorporating something associated with Pluto could help Nisha. Time to write that in my grimoire. We had this whole talk about the Fibbly Nibblies. But yeah, I kind of feel like we should have talked about the fact that you just really blew up the other night. Because you were the first one to blame me for everything. I don't appreciate that. Well, let's keep going and talk to Ruth. You walk up to Ruth's home. After the full moon ritual, you wonder what state she'll be in. You knock on the door. Rosie, how good to see you. Are you here to deliver my spell? Yeah, right here. The memory incense. You hand the memory incense to Ruth. Yes, these should help. What are you trying to do? You know what I mentioned at the full moon ritual? You not being mayor and going traveling? Yes. So you intend to do that? Or you're not? No, I am, but as much as the idea of exploring the world excites me, I've never really left Flora, so the idea also terrifies me. I see. Just go for it. Like right now. The festival still needs to happen, and I'd like to see that done. I guess that makes sense. I am comfortable in Flora, even with my desire to leave. It's strange. I wish I could just take it with me wherever I go. Is that what the memory spell's for? Mm-hmm. Before I use these incense, I thought of taking a walk. Would you care to join me? Yeah. A grand adventure with Ruth? Lead the way. While I appreciate the enthusiasm, you might be getting yourself a little bit too excited. You and Ruth head out on your walk around Flora. Oh, we're by the lake now. First, you come to the lake. I have many happy memories with my daughter and Nisha here. Both of them are so similar. They loved running and playing in the water and finding small little creatures. I still listen to the crickets and the frogs when I come here. The sounds take me right back to their childhoods. I wish I could take the lake with me wherever I go. Ruth just might have given you an idea. Yes, you gave her the memory incense, which she can burn once she gets home, but what if you have another tool to help her keep her dearest memories close? Ruth? Yes, Rosie? What if I told you I had a tool you could potentially use to take the lake with you? Is this some experimental magic? No, not at all. I've used it before, and it doesn't require magic at all. It might even improve your ability to use the memory incense. But it's not magic? No, it's more of a sensory tool to help you focus and remember details. Interesting. What does it entail? You're already an avid walker, so you might already be doing some of these things. The gist of it is being very mindful of your surroundings. When I find myself in a place I want to remember, I use my senses to create a sort of snapshot. You can do this by focusing on one sense at a time. Does that all make sense? You're right, it is something I've somewhat done on my walks before. I've never actively tried using my senses to create memories, but I think I'd be willing to try. Great, how about on this walk we do some practice then? That sounds like a good idea. Since we're already at the lake, let's try focusing on one of our senses here. Let's start with... sight. So I focus on what I see. Yep. Try focusing on colors, textures, how the sun reflects off of things. Stuff like that, you know? Okay. Ruth takes a deep breath. You see her looking around. Sometimes things catch her eye, and you can tell she's trying to focus hard on them. Even though the lake looks still, it isn't really. Everything is moving, whether it's with the breeze or light. This is a lot to take in. Yeah, it can be. But don't worry about trying to hold on to everything just yet. I find it usually takes a few sessions to complete a snapshot. That makes sense. I think I'd like to make our way to the forest next. You and Ruth walk to the forest. I always come here when I feel like hiding from the world. I used to be afraid of these woods. When I was a little girl, I played hide and seek at night here with my friends. I lost my way while looking for a hiding place, and suddenly all the trees looked like monsters. Fortunately, my screams let my friends find me. That's, awful. It was at the time, but then I became determined to know these woods. And now we're good friends. Ready to practice one of the senses? Sure. How about... smell. Let's go with smell. Yes, that sounds good. Ruth closes her eyes and inhales. I can smell the earthiness of the rotting wood and soil, yet it also smells so clear. It's not a smell of death, but life and renewal. That was very good. I think you're getting the hang of this. Thank you. I think this is a good exercise. It's also very relaxing, sort of like meditation. Yeah, it is. I think I know where I'd like to go next. It's to my secret spot. Whoa, I get to see Ruth's secret spot. Only a few know about it. Follow me. Ruth takes off on a brisk walk through the woods. You can hardly keep up. You notice the elevation is rising. Now you know why Ruth is in such great shape. How much further? You'll see. You huff and puff your way up. Ruth seems fine. You come to a sudden clearing. We're here. Wow. After you catch your breath, you look out. You can see all of Flora from here, and more. How far did we just walk? Isn't it wonderful? This isn't my secret spot if I'm completely honest. Our previous witch showed it to me. I want to try focusing on one of my senses up here. I think that's a great idea. How about you try... sound? Or... touch. Let's do touch. Okay. Ruth takes a deep breath. I can feel the cool breeze and the warm sun on my face. The grass is soft beneath my feet. I feel expansive, as if I could fly, weightless and free. I wish I could stay here forever, but I know I can't. I know I have to leave, even though I'll be back. When I return from my travels, this is the first spot I will visit. Ruth turns and looks at you. Thanks for coming up here with me, Rosie. Of course. This has been the best workout I've had in a long time. Fortunately, going downhill is much easier. Come now, let's go. You and Ruth make your way back down the mountain and to her home. I think I'll have to practice that sensory technique more later. This might sound strange considering I just asked you for a way to remember Flora, but I wish I had something to help me cleanse this space too. Like, as a final way of letting go and preparing myself to move on. Does that make sense? Of course, kind of like taking what you want and then moving on. Yes, I think that's exactly it. Of course, I'm not asking for anything extra. These memory incense should really help. Well, I think it's back to festival preparations. I've been away too long already. I'll be on my way too then. Bye. Something to help you say goodbye and move on, but in a good way. Maybe a besom could help with that? therefore sweeping away energies to make space for new ones. Oh, a broom. I'm pretty sure I saw a small broom at Jimenez I could use. I wonder if that would be a good idea. It would be. Let's talk to Mel. Please let Mel be better. Please let Mel be better. You approach Mel's house and gently knock on the door. Come in. You enter the home and see Mel curled up on the couch with some soup. You notice she's surrounded by flowers and other foods too. Don't I look in a sad state? Oh, sorry. As we said at the full moon ritual, it's not entirely your fault. You're not the only one who got carried away. I got so worked up about everything needing to be perfect. About making sure everyone else is having a good time. To be at my best, I need to rest. So, you're not mad at me? Of course not. I'm madder at myself than anyone. Tell me, do you think I'm boring? Huh? No? I mean, I did get to see what happens when magic goes wrong. That was an exciting experience. Though potentially not a good one, but I wouldn't call it boring. Why do you ask? Seemed kind of out of the blue. Because I think everyone likes Jonas more than me. You're jealous of Jonas. I am! People are always laughing with him. It's more like at him. And he's always getting invited to parties. Do you like parties? No, I'm too old for that stuff now, but people just seem to like him. And you don't think people like you? Of course not. I'm the one managing the budgets. And who gets angry over toilets and who has to tell Jonas and his crew to hurry up. Everyone hates me. You retake a look around the room. You notice all the food, flowers, and get well cards. Did Gene get all this stuff for you? No, but he made the soup I'm eating. Then where is all of it from? Various people from the village, my coworkers at the town hall, etc. They heard about me feeling down and sent over all this. I don't know where they found the time with everything that needs to get done. Maybe it's all poisoned. If you let me try a little, I could let you know. No, it's not poisoned. I've already had some of it. Last time I checked, people don't poison people they like. So you're saying people like me? Yeah, I think so. And they also send you all those gifts. Maybe you'll like my gran. She's always scolding me, but she's always teaching me too. And even though she's a little stodgy, she has taught me a lot of neat spells. And without her, I wouldn't be here right now. I don't know where I'd be if I'm completely honest. I'm trying to say that you are necessary, Mel. If everyone were a goofball like Jonas, nothing would get done. There wouldn't be any festival at all. And what's more boring than that? Mel falls silent and looks around the room. You're right. I'm surrounded by the village's love right now, aren't I? Mel looks down at her bowl of soup. And Jean's love, too. What did Jonas bring you? Mel's eyes dart around the room. Oh my god, that brat. His sister is sick from stress and he hasn't come to see me. Knowing Jonas, he probably didn't want to bother. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Who could that be? Come in. Jonas walks in. Oh, hey, sis. Perfect timing. What are you doing here? Jean said you weren't feeling... Jean said you weren't feeling well. Actually, I'm feeling a lot better right now. I think some rest has done me good. About time you tried that, did all that magic. No offense, Rosie. No, I think we might have overdone it. Anyway, thought I'd come over to see if you need any help. Nope. Everyone out? Good. I just got here. I need to rest to ensure I'm in tip-top shape by tomorrow. This festival isn't going to organize itself. So come on, get. Mel shoos you and Jonas out of the house. Well, I guess I'll head back to work. Sheesh. Seems like she's on the mend anyhow. Yeah, I think she'll be alright. No, Mel, she'll be up and at 'em by tomorrow. I should get going, though. Bye. Sounds like Mel struggles with finding balance in her life, and realizing people do care about her wellness. Ah. Venus. Maybe Mel should incorporate things attributed to Venus in her life. Let me write that down in my grimoire. Well, gotta go talk to Jonas then. Ooh. On your way to the town square, you see Jonas and the dog running around together outside. Come here, boy. Looks like someone finally got a bath. Oh, yes, he did. Now you're a beautiful boy, aren't you? Have you given him a name yet? know, right? You forgot to give him a name? No, I just forgot to mention it. Rosie, meet Caesar. He's settling in pretty well, I think. I'll take him down to the festival site later today and introduce him to everyone. You're gonna come with me everywhere I go, right, boy? Everywhere? Looks like you got a new friend, a new best friend. Some of my crew members also have dogs, so they've been helping me figure things out. Caesar's my first pet, so I've learned a lot. That new love charm you made must have been pretty potent. I care about people and stuff, but I've never felt this way about something before. Like, I've always liked animals, but having an actual pet feels so different. Well, I can't speak to pets, but witches are pretty close to their familiars. Yeah, they're kind of like a partner, right? Yeah? Well, except when they tell you not to eat strange things. To be honest, I did it anyway. Maybe he was right. It didn't have much in terms of magical potency, but it certainly caused other rather potent problems. Ramsey didn't come near me for almost a week. I mean, sounds like Ramsey was trying to help you. The other day, after I gave Caesar a bath and stuff, I started to think about when I yelled at my crew again. And I started feeling sad and angry at myself. Caesar came up to me and just put his head in my lap, and I calmed down. It reminded me that even though one bad thing happened, my crew helped me a lot with Caesar. So if they aren't still mad at me, maybe I should stop being mad at myself. Caesar, you're pretty powerful for just being a pet. Yeah. Pat Caesar on the head. Oh, you get Caesar pets. Maybe he's alright. You hear that, Caesar? The witch says you're alright. I knew you'd come around to him. Oh, you want to go for a walk? Suppose we could do that. Rosie, you want to come with us? Let me think. Sure? Alright, let's go. We should definitely go on more walks together with Caesar. I think he's taking a liking to you. Guess I've taken a bit of a liking to you too, boy. We should probably walk you home now. We still need to go to the festival ground and meet everyone. Yeah, that sounds good. Jonas and Caesar walk you home. Well, here we are. Good luck with meeting everyone today, Caesar. I'm sure he'll get along with the crew just fine. Yeah, I think so too. Catch you later. Oh, more Venus. Huh. Jonas does seem to love Caesar, and it looks like he's working on being kinder to himself too. Alright, that's another thing to note in my grimoire. Guess we'll go home. Let me look at my grimoire. Okay, so I got all of that. It doesn't know the specific crystal or anything. Or the object. But I did already think of objects to give to people. Ruthie was gonna be the broom, Devin's gonna be the locket, and Jean was gonna be the book for a recipe book. Hey Ramsey. How are we doing on preparations? Is there anything I missed? Everything's done today. Checked in on everyone today. Great, thanks for your help, Ramsey. What would I do without you? Yep, okay. I finished out my day. I should have this crystal. Yes. Look at that. That's so pretty. These are all so pretty. But I guess I'm done with the day. This Monday has been a success. Maybe tomorrow it'll let me haggle with Jim enough for some of those items. Or maybe the next day, after I figure out what the other people in town will want. For now, good night, and sweet dreams.